All right, let's continue on now and look at some of the review problems. Okay, so here are, and you will be given all this information. You will be given these, but you need to be able to match this up with a particular fallacy. Now, when there are 11 fallacies, and on here there are 11 problems, so you might be able to back into some by process of elimination. There will not be that many problems on the test. There will be a few selected, and I will tell you, some of these are easily mixed up, and so I've tried to make the examples as clear as possible, and that there really is only one option for it. However, if you have a situation where you're going to be asked to state the fallacy as well as explain why, because there are a couple reasons for that. If you're just guessing and you can't explain why, then you don't get full credit for that. However, if you understand the argument but you put down the wrong name, then I can give you at least partial credit for that. So you understand the argument, but you just didn't quite mix it up or make it correct with the name. So make sure when you get to the test that you complete both of those items. All right, well, I'm going to cover these up so you can see these. All right, so we want to match each statement to the logical fallacy. I grew up listening to and watching the Beach Boys in warm, sunny Southern California. It must always be hot and sunny there. Okay. Well, you're jumping from listening to and watching the Beach Boys in Southern California. That's in their videos or, on a concert or something. It must always be. This is a hasty generalization. And if you look at the actual definition of that, a hasty generalization is a conclusion drawn from an inadequate number of cases or cases that have not been sufficiently analyzed. So that means you're jumping to a conclusion that it's always hot and sunny just based on watching what the Beach Boys do. They're not going to do a video in the rain. Okay. All right, if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? This gives you two things, smart and rich. So this argument is saying that if you're smart, you probably should be rich. But this is a limited choice because there are only two possibilities. So I'm going to call this a limited choice. All right, the crime in this city has in fact increased lately. However, let's consider that the weather has changed as well. Things change over time. Sometimes they are linked, sometimes they are not. Okay, this is a diversion. Okay. The topic was crime, and they changed the topic to weather. That things change over time. So, the weather changing versus crime in the city has nothing to do with each other. So I would consider this a diversion. They're diverting away from the original topic. If you break your diet and have a cookie tonight, you'll just want to eat 10 cookies tomorrow. I don't know why we're always talking about cookies in this class. And before you know it, you have gained the 15 pounds you lost. Okay. All right. This is one of another word that I use for slippery slope is snowball. You have one little bitty thing and then it just snowballs on top of it. Okay. So I would call this a slippery slope. And again, it's always a good idea if you don't really understand or to come up with the definition, understanding, or examples, go back to the videos, go back to the notes, or just Google slippery slope fallacy examples, and you'll get tons and tons of hits. Okay, a baby products commercial that shows dad having a night in with his son. This is one of those commercials that makes you go, oh, isn't that sweet? And makes you think that the baby products are what make everything okay with the baby and the sons and his dad. This is an appeal to emotion. This gives you the warm fuzzies. They do it on the other end as well. You know, all the ASPCA commercials that show you the pictures of the starving puppies, or the cold puppies in the winter and the hot puppies in the summer. Okay. All right. The next one here. My father smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day since age 14 and lived until age 69. Therefore, smoking can't really be that bad for you. Okay. I am going to call this appeal to ignorance. And the reason I am going to call that appeal to ignorance is there's no proof that the smoking did or did not have any impact on his age. Maybe if he had not smoked, he would have lived to be 106. Who knows? But there's no correlation there. So there, in the definition says there is no proof that P is true, therefore P is false. So this is going to be appeal to ignorance. Okay. All right, number 8. Whoops, except it's up here. Oops. Okay. A senator claims that his new tax plan will help the middle class. His opponent says that the rich senator doesn't care about the middle class. That's a personal attack. It doesn't talk about the issue. It's just, instead of discussing the issue, it just says, oh, he's rich, so he doesn't care. Okay, number 8. Politician A says providing Medicare for all citizens would be costly and a danger to the free market. Politician B, you don't care if people die from not having health care. I will vote to increase the defense budget. Why don't you care about education? Okay. This is simplifying an argument to make it easier to attack. So this is a straw man. And I can see how this can sometimes be confused with with other ones. So, you know, again, if you can defend why you chose that, then hopefully you can get partial credit. Okay. Right when I sneezed, the power went off. I must have caused the outage. I think we all got that in class, that this is a false cause. That one's pretty clear. But when you're looking at false cause, here you're looking about what happened first. Since this happened before this, this caused this. And that's not exactly what happened. Okay. All right, it might be against the law to drink when you're 18 years old, but everyone does it, so it's okay. Well, that's clearly appeal to population. If everybody's doing it, then it's okay. So this is appeal to popularity. All right, Harold's new book is written well because Harold is a wonderful writer. Okay, you're not saying anything there. Saying it's well written and that he's a wonderful writer is basically saying the same thing. So this is circular reasoning. And again, go back and look at the official definitions and also look at additional videos or examples from your textbook, whatever, to help you solidify that learning. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can do with the next page. The next page is all about Venn diagrams. All right, so this is very much like it was on here. So we want to complete the Venn diagram and the two-way table from the information provided when a group of 200 ACC students were asked about their hair color and degree plan. Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is say, okay, we've got 200 ACC students. That is our universe, which means that is everything here. That is all of these, and that's going to be this category here. This is 200. Now, it may or may not be given to you. So, B means that they're blonde, and P means that they are studying psychology. So if you are inside the B circle, you're blonde. If you are inside the P circle, you are studying psychology. The first information it gives us, or some of the information it gives us, is that this is 6. Well, this is inside the blonde circle and inside the psychology circle. So your 6 goes here. The other number you're given here is 110. Now, we didn't do it exactly like this in class, and it doesn't matter, but this is just the way I see it. So I know this side is not in the B circle, not in the psychology circle. So your 110 goes here. Okay. All right. So there are so many different ways that you can fill in the rest of these circles. If they are blonde but not in the P circle, then that means it's the B part without this overlap. So if I look at just this portion of it, well, I know the total of all of this is 60. So this is going to be 60 minus 6, which gives us 54 inside the orange circle, or the orange, it's called a loon. Okay. Well, now the next thing I'm going to look at is I think, okay, well, if the total is 200, if all of this is 60, and I can go ahead and mark this on here that this is 54, then I know that the total that are outside of this circle is going to be 200 minus 60, which gives us 140. So that is everything outside the B circle. Well, now if I know this total is 140 and this part of it is 110, then I can use that information to find out what's in here. And of course, there's more than one way to do it. If you know what all the other 3 regions are, you can just take the universe and subtract all those out. Or I can say, all right, well, this circle here is 140 minus 110, which is 30. And again, I can mark it on here. Okay, the total here then is 6 plus 30, which gives me 36. The total here is 54 plus 110, which is 164. And then I can check myself. 36 plus 164 is 200. It checks. 60 plus 140 is 200. So that checks. 60 plus 54 plus 30 plus 110 is also 200. So all of those check. All right, so these videos aren't too long. I'm going to go ahead and quit here, so if you're searching for them, you can find the one that you want.